Hey everyone, welcome to the Redmen TV for another Darwin Nunez update. It looks like the transfer saga is finally rolling to successful completion. A happy ending, if you will, an explosive happy ending of happiness and Liverpool having signed a new footballer. It's Monday. Welcome. Yes, so what we seen last night, which is dreadful grammar, I appreciate, but I've said it now, so I'm going to roll with it, is that Benfica have confirmed the deal between Liverpool and themselves for Darwin Nunez. It came about yesterday. Paul Joyce, who's been the king of this transfer, had tweeted Darwin Nunez deal, 64 million initial fee, 75 million euros, which is put in brackets as opposed to having it be the headline figure, which everyone else seems to have gone with. Add-ons of 12.8 on appearances and 8.5 on team success. Liverpool preparing the medical, which will be today. Apparently, everything was expected to be finalised yesterday. He was currently in Madrid and would sign a 6-year deal. And yes, this was followed up by Benfica confirmation. So this is from slbenfica.pt and Google translated. So let's see how that turns out. In the early hours of this morning, 0:44 a.m. Sport Lisboa e Benfica Football SAD informed the Securities Market Commission, dear God, CMVM, apparently, there you go, that it had reached an agreement with Liverpool FC for the sale of all rights to the player Darwin Nunez for the amount of 75 million euros. To the CMVM, Benfica's SAD also informed that the agreement provides for the payment of a variable remuneration, so the global amount of the sale could reach the amount of 100 million euros. It's further informed that the aforementioned agreement is dependent on the signing of the player's sports employment contract with Liverpool FC. It is further explained in the official document. So yes, all but confirmed. Now what we're seeing is the new arse about tit way of transfers happening is that the back end of last week, all the talk was he's agreed personal terms, but Liverpool hadn't agreed a fee. There was then the tweet over the weekend that Julian Ward had flown out to Portugal, presumably on holiday, really, but he's gone to sew up a deal as well because he can multitask, because he's clearly very, very good at his job already. You don't become the heir apparent to Michael Edwards, transfer god, without having something in your locker. And if he's not golfing at the same time, then I would be shocked, honestly shocked. I reckon he's probably hitting a drive. He's probably saying like and we'll agree 75 million euros. Now watch this drive. Brilliant stuff. The medical, is expected today. When that's all confirmed, we'll obviously do a little bit more on it and talk a little bit more in depth and detail. There's going to be a special on Nuñez and how he's likely to fit in over on Redmen Plus in a day or so, just to make sure that we've got everything tied up and we know what Liverpool are getting. But yes, it's edging closer and closer and closer. Of course, it means Fabrizio Romano's done his here we go about 14 times already. You've got to speculate to accumulate, haven't you? But yeah, very, very encouraging stuff indeed so far. And you can't help but be a little... It looks so nailed on to happen. Like last week, it was gathering pace at a tremendous rate. We were here talking about it. And then when it doesn't immediately present itself, I think years and years of being burned by transfers makes you think, what's gone wrong? Are we getting too excited about this? The fee is obviously a very, very big fee. We'll discuss that when it's all finally confirmed, but it seems to be that we've got the long and short of it there. I'm a bit more comfortable with the idea of it being 65 million quid up front and then performance related. Liverpool are very good at the performance related stuff. I think that's one of the things that they've been key proponents of in all their transfer business in the last 7 years, really 7 or 8 years. So that's an encouraging thing. The 100 million euros headline figure is a bit like terrifying, but having just booked holidays in Europe and you pay for things in euros, but my booking.com settings are in euros, and you go, gosh, that's quite expensive, and then it goes to the pound, and then you're like, okay, well, that's a bit less, that's a little bit less, that's more relaxing. Ultimately, it's not my money, and I'm glad that Liverpool are not messing around and getting things done, boxed, sorted, because too many times in my time supporting Liverpool, and I'm sure the same for you guys as well, Liverpool have undenied was Liverpool just play hardball. Apparently there was like a £5 million worth of add-ons that they were stuck. They were really like playing hardball on to get that fee down as much as possible. It's just the power of negotiation they've got is absolutely incredible. And obviously inevitably there's going to be lots of comparisons to big transfers being made. Erling Haaland's been unveiled by Manchester City today. Good, fair play, good player, really good player. We'd have all loved him at Liverpool. Let's not kid ourselves. But Liverpool have gone to secure a player for now and for the future as well. I think it's brilliant when you look at who is out there that could play the number 9, and there's clearly a new wave of forwards now who are the complete package. Liverpool have had Bobby Firmino, who the perfect false 9. You want a bit more goals from that position now, so who's going to be who's got a bit more power, who's got a bit more pace, a bit more dynamism about them going on the front foot. Liverpool have changed the style to be a bit more that way in the last 12, 18 months, and obviously undercut by the injury hit season before last. So this fits the bill in a big way. The other options who can do that right now are Erling Haaland, obviously signed for Man City and has signed on probably 3 times the wages. Robert Lewandowski entering into the twilight of his career, albeit absolute sensation, but again wants to be one of the top earners on the planet. Harry Kane, you're talking about a ridiculous fee plus having to be a really, really big wages. More, I think they're safer bets in terms of what you're likely to get on the field. But Liverpool have become so good at identifying talent and so good at improving talent that any lingering concerns, I feel certain we'll see blown away in pretty short thrift. So yeah, very, very good indeed. And just a reminder, really, he scored 26 goals in 28 in the league last season. It's obviously a smaller league than the Premier League, so you play less games. 26 and 28, 4 assists. I've got them in front of me. 41 games, no comps, 34 goals. I mean, is it a cast iron nailed on guarantee of goals in the Premier League? No, of course it isn't. But it's very, very encouraging for someone of his age to be performing at that level. And look, goes away on international duty and has been going away on international duty and learning from Suarez and Cavani along the way. It feels very good. It feels like Liverpool have identified an area and gone, right, we'll just go and get that sorted. And they've not gone, spunk a load of cash at it, which you might feel that when you look at the headline numbers. Moreover, it looks like they're aware that they were going to have to pay a premium, but they've fought and negotiated around the rough edges of that one to kind of sand it off a little bit, which feels a very Liverpool way of doing things and a very modern Liverpool way of doing things. But the idea that they've gone, right, there's 2 players. In the last 6 months, there's been like 2 players that we really want. Well, who are they? Luis Diaz, Darwin Nunez. Well, go and get them. Go and get them. Go and make it happen. Go and make a deal happen. Very, very encouraging stuff. Anyway, yes, agreed by Benfica. Heavily reported everywhere. Not full, complete confirmation from Liverpool. When that happens, we'll be back to discuss it in even more depth and detail. Anyway, Darwin Nunez. Oh, he looks good, doesn't he? He looks very good. Anyway, fill your boots on YouTube compilations in the meantime. If you've got more from us, our Divock Origi documentary is coming out on Friday. Divock Origi, Liverpool legend. We spoke to Jamie Carragher. We spoke to current Liverpool players to get their best Divock Origi moments and a bit of a chronology of the greatest hits of Divock and his time at Liverpool in documentary form. Redmen Plus streaming, I believe, 8 a.m. Friday. Go over there, sign up. And also we've got a goalkeeper shirt signed by the entire Liverpool squad. That means Alisson and even means Taffarel as well. If you join Redmen Plus as a club legend, you'll be automatically entered into that competition. So anyway, yeah, Boss Summer looming, loads of amazing stuff to come. We hope to see it over there. All the best. Thank you so much for checking the video out. If you want more from us, then do consider joining Redmen Plus, which funds everything we do here for free on YouTube. But not just that, we're going to give you a whole bunch of incredible Liverpool content in podcast and in video form, extra Redmen TV shows and documentaries, features and interviews with Liverpool legends past and present. Get closer to the city, to the football club that we all love on redmenplus.com. Click the button, head over there now.